Mafia! I'm breaking down Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode by episode. Here's 99 details you missed in Season 2's first episode, Undercover. We start with Mafia Jake at a Mafia wedding, which was filmed at the non-Mafia Rockwell Table and Stage. His arms also changed position several times between cuts.
As many of you may know, I used to be a cop. Hey, I was dirty. I took tons of bribes. You just got slapped with the best life sentence there is.
A life sentence is fairly self-explanatory, but an inordinate sentence could mean the prisoner is granted parole after a minimum of 15 years, which is actually the same sentence Jake and Rosa face in a later episode. According to US Census data, the median length of a marriage at the time was 8.2 years, so Jake is overstating his case a tad here.
To Angie and Marco, salute!
Salute is a common Italian toast, meaning good health, but Jake dropping the T makes it more reminiscent of the Spanish word used identically. Thankfully, it's a common Americanization, or Jake would be staring down the barrel of an Inglourious Bastards type situation. Good Times is our first licensed song of the season, accompanying this brief montage containing a single white frame added in post as a camera flash, Jake being beloved by mothers, and a shot of something so strong his head snaps up in the cuts.
Hey, I love the spray tan, Joey. I want to show this color to the guy who stains my dick. Congratulations, Tony.
Tony is played by Nick DeMoro, who fittingly starred in both NYPD Blue and Vampire in Brooklyn.
You're one of us now.
He's a good kisser. Kiss me? I think Vito's the best kid.
This name choice is likely a reference to Vito Corleone of the Godfather series.
What a wedding. Although the meatballs were a little dry.
Dry meatballs.
Title of your underwhelming sex tape aside, the van is home to a map of Lower Manhattan and Williamsburg, surrounded by black and white photos of Mafia crap bags on CBS's New York Street backlots. The meatballs are so dry this cup falls over in shock, revealing pictures of the Rockwell stage's interior.
That's Peralta's signal. Let's go!
These exterior shots have the same location as the interior, which has only happened twice in all of Season 1.
Nobody talk!
This is yet another instance of Terry carrying the squad, so I'm adding a counter. Here's all the ones from the first season.
Hey, Captain Holt!
This is not the time, Peralta.
I've missed us. Back in the 9-9!
This bears a striking resemblance to Boyle's return in Season 1.
Back in the 9-9!
Jake!
Rosa's arms cross, and this extra teleports in the cuts.
Late to perfection, Charles.
Oh yeah, stale coffee, fingerprinting ink.
Jake must have already retrinketed his desk, as we see he took his lamp with him in the season finale. And the wooden backdrop from the briefing room has been moved to the corridor in the first of many set changes. This sadly extends to the kitchen whiteboard, which has been replaced with a poster I'll touch on more later.
Whatever Charles is fermenting in his desk. Beans? Beans? It's like I never left.
Scully is very invested here, which is unsurprising considering he later heads up Operation Beans. He also gets an on-screen credit here, as Hitchcock and Scully would only be added to the main intro in Season 6. This is an upgrade from Season 1, however, as they are no longer considered guest stars.
All right, fill me in. Tell me everything I missed.
Terry chipped his tooth and had a lisp for a week.
Listen up, Steven.
In Jake's absence, the interrogation room has been remodeled, with tiles and panels on the walls.
Hands at me, you son of a bitch!
Number 2, Santiago and Boyle wore the same outfit to work one day.
Charles finds himself in this situation again in Moo Moo, where he is massively outdripped by the Ebony Falcon. Given Amy's defeat here, that means he has a perfectly even win-loss ratio.
And Captain banned headphones from the office due to the Gina incident.
Not only is Hitchcock just on the floor here, but the extra I theorized is Boyle's desk buddy Sidney Brown is cowering behind a chair. This cutaway always annoyed me because even though she should definitely be more attentive, Gina isn't a cop, so her not stepping in is to be expected.
Welcome back, Peralta. You have exactly 2 minutes to share personal anecdotes. Those 2 minutes began when you entered. You now have 12 seconds left.
Going off when he entered the bullpen, Jake has only been here for a minute, including time spent in cutaways. I guess Holt could be measuring it by when he entered the building, but that feels a little mean. Even then, Jake doesn't need the full 12 seconds.
Fixed a boxing match, smoked a whole cigar without vomiting, was once in a room with 10 guys named Sal, and missed you all so very much. Everyone back to work!
Boyle actually goes to hug Gina here.
So?
An extra appears behind Amy.
Hi.
Can we talk in private for a sec?
For the 4th time so far, the evidence room has changed layouts. Although the lack of any brown bags could mean this is the records room that we last saw in the pilots.
Did you arrest a perp named Joe Uterus?
21 records of such a surname do actually exist, albeit spelled with an I instead of a second U. And Prentice Penny is a consulting producer who was likely the namesake for the Prentice Hotel in Operation Broken Feather.
Perp name Hall of Fame, right?
He's right up there with Sylvester Stools and Janet Storkmuncher.
So the name Storkmuncher is completely made up, but I did find a Sylvester Schools, who I'm guessing is this perp's teaching alter ego.
I know we left things kind of weird.
I'm still with Teddy. Romantic styles.
Romantic styles. Good, because I was going to say that was a mistake. You know, I was nervous about going undercover.
This episode is the second, directed by Dean Holland, who you may recognize as the lady killer in episode 3. He's also mentioned by name in a blooper of an earlier scene, after telling Andy Samberg he would cut before Jake kissed the Mafia guys.
There's a confused old woman here who wants to talk to a detective.
Officer Dennis is actually a recurring character, with his first appearance being in 48 Hours. There's other law enforcement awards alongside sanctioned NYPD ones, but the MPD above his unit citation bar has 2 additional stars in a non-standard place. I'm guessing he stuck them on himself to look more important.
Oh, come on.
Hitchcock and Scully move over between cuts.
I'd like to report a crime.
Or just doing one of these every day.
Oh, you got it.
The corkboard in the briefing room is the same one seen in Unsolvable, despite the case being solved 6 months ago. But this is a flashback, so it could be right after Jake left.
I want my money.
The backdrop I talked about earlier has been replaced with a handful of plaques and a corkboard containing some missing person posters.
Why?
My name is Adelaide Van Hoyt, and I'm here to report a crime.
The crime in question is some obvious added and post dialogue.
Not a problem. We can help you.
89 years old. Goatee. 6'3", 290 pounds.
Hey, this is a tight 240.
This is pretty much accurate to Terry Crews's actual weight at the time, give or take 5 pounds. But Rosa does list his height as an inch taller than he actually is.
Show Adelaide some damn respect.
Okay, blaming it on the flashback was charitable, as these 2 extras are working on the solved unsolvable case solved in Season 1's Unsolvable. The health and safety poster from last season has been replaced by this New York-themed calendar that is incorrectly open on July.
Pretty excited about Jake being back.
Yeah, it's like when I was a kid and my grandma came.
Every time you talk, I hear that sound that plays when Pac-Man dies. You're gonna tell Jake about that.
This is fittingly reused footage.
I have spent years as someone who sleeps with bike messengers or better.
This refers to priority bike delivery services used in built-up areas to avoid traffic and parking restrictions. Boyle is arguably on their level, as Jake reveals he has a bike with a basket on the front.
You tell him everything.
I got aroused last night watching a nature documentary on bees.
I don't even need to go to Rule 34 for this one, as my buddy Michael has assured me he feels the same way about bees. And despite it being implied that this is before Jake's return, the bullpen has some details only added for Season 2. Speaking of differences from last season, I'm now less than 50 subscribers away from 20k, so if you like the series, please consider subscribing or even becoming a member. It starts at $3 a month and gets you a bunch of perks, including a shout out at the end of the video. Okay, enough shilling. Thank you so much for the support. Back to the video.
Oh, you're right. I'm gonna tell him. Might not be today, might not be today. Definitely won't be later than today. So pretty much today or today, then.
Holt's office has been remodeled, with a new trim, tiles on this pillar, and rearranged frames.
Peralta, Special Agent Marks.
Is played by Ray Campbell. He's one of only 4 actors to appear in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, joining Kyle Bornheimer, Daniel Moncada, and someone else we'll talk about later this season.
One of the biggest RICO busts of all time.
Stands for Racketeering Investigative Cop. Awesome.
It actually stands for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. The largest case utilizing it was the Mafia Commission trial in 1986 that saw 11 prominent figures in organized crime sentenced by Rudolph Giuliani, whose book actually appeared in Season 1.
Do you think awesome begins with an O?
Yes.
Agent Marks' hand jumps up in the cuts.
15 or 16 targets are in custody.
Who got away?
Freddie Maliardi.
I should go back undercover, see if any of my contacts can tell me where he is. Me and those guys went through some pretty intense stuff.
Surprisingly, this isn't the only time Billy Joel is a key point in fighting corruption.
Front row, Bob. Billy Joel, you, me, and the poet of Long Island. You're the man!
Sometimes things are just out of your control.
Not good enough.
Yes, Amy was loitering there pretty much the whole time.
We're going undercover. Welcome to the Mafia.
Sorry for undercutting the return of Mafia Jake, but this extra appeared out of thin air.
If Freddy's still in town, Benny DeConti will know about it. He knows everything about everything.
These are all reused photos from the RV, but it does give a better look at the floor plan.
When you were undercover, did you, like, have a mafia best friend?
I did a bunch of jobs with a guy named Derek.
Great.
There's a notable Derek in another Schur production who bears a striking resemblance to one Adrian Pimento.
Derek!
What's my cover? I mean, the Mafia.
No.
This is yet another Godfather nod, more specifically to Don Corleone, who never wears a hat like this.
Then you come in a minute later with your badge out, pick a fight with me, and punch me in the balls. No!
We filled out the interstate file request and remanded her to the custody of her daughter.
The mention of interstate file requests becomes surprisingly relevant later.
Well done.
Hi.
Son of a bitch! Captain, I hate to be harsh, but I think that these drills are slightly unnecessary.
Not only has the calendar been removed, but the waiting area now has these windows, and the precinct map has a thicker frame.
Resume the drill, Timmy, and do not do or say anything that a 7-year-old boy would not do or say.
What are you doing here? Not for nothing, I heard you were arrested.
The bottles have been faced away to obscure their branding, but luckily I can spot a bottle of Fireball from 5 miles away.
I made bail.
This alibi makes sense, as due to him being undercover, he obviously wouldn't have committed any major crimes. Him presenting as an ex-cop likely would have helped with that, as he wouldn't have been trusted with more extreme aspects of the mob after only being 6 months off the force.
Look, I'm looking for Freddy. You seen him?
Didn't used to be a cop, Jake?
Benny is played by Joe Sabatino, who fittingly starred in Brooklyn South and NYPD Blue, as well as voicing characters in LA Noire and the Mafia series.
I'm just kidding, man. I know you. We sang Piano Man together.
They actually did.
You're the man! His girl Bianca just called in to have Freddy's regular order.
It isn't Jake Peralta, Mafia crab bag.
Get out of here, boy.
Ow! Ow!
Ow! Balls. What? No!
Everyone in this mafia-centric restaurant seems completely indifferent to this blatant police brutality. Gully's huge sandwich went to strike me from this blackboard replacing the whiteboard from last season, but it's not that big of a deal as it's serving literally the exact same purpose. And Hitchcock's napkin appears in the cuts.
You never eat with us or talk to us.
She does stand near them to watch Boyle suffer, which is something, I guess.
I'm one of you now. Prettier and different and better, but...
This missing mug notice has survived the season 2 poster purge by moving away from the kitchen, as is this reminder to clean up, which has found a home on this brand new sink.
With 3 people, we can have a real massage train now.
Ugh.
I'm so sorry.
This establishing shot is reused footage of East 8th Street seen in Fancy Broodgum.
You punched me, kicked me, spat on me, and then you said,
I got a real wet mouth. It's a pretty tough line.
no, it's weird and sexual, and not in the good way.
We saw in ME time that Jake is more than willing to go along with being weird and sexual in a good way.
The only good news is Benny couldn't possibly think we planned that. My cover's safe.
Jake's cuts are on the opposite side to where Boyle punched him. I've seen this listed as a continuity error, but he did take more of a beating off camera, so it makes sense.
Bianca lives here.
The license plate on Jake's car has changed, as this was new footage shot on Melbourne Avenue.
Cologne me, bro.
Jake having his mouth open here is a questionable decision, as I'm sure it didn't taste great. But honestly, it's only the second worst cologne we've seen, after Terry's Odeur de NYPD.
I miss my mommy. This is boring.
You can drop the act.
This is the first of only 2 appearances from the soft room, but it does appear in more episodes as a nap/pumping/storage room.
How about we finish building this tower? The structure's done, but we've barely started on the landscaping.
Amy locks in between cuts.
I want to build a spaceship.
A brick very nearly hits Amy in the face, and the ones on the table unsurprisingly change between cuts.
These toys suck.
Okay.
There's a Say No to Drugs poster above Terry, which is funny considering his state in the next episode.
Then I'll get you some better toys.
Timmy.
This is once again reused footage. It last showed up almost a full season ago as Sackett Towers in episode 2. Despite this, the interior shots were filmed elsewhere.
Hello?
You're Bianca, right?
Bianca G is played by SNL alum Jenny Slate, who appeared in both Parks and Rec and the Lonely Island music video for I Threw It on the Ground.
Are you Jakey Lady Hands? Are you Jakey the Jew?
I hope Jakey the Jew?
Freddie was here, but he left. But come in.
So did he say where he was heading, or?
Heard about you, Peralta. Lady Hand.
The lady hands in question have a pinky ring, which is peak costume design.
Empty your pockets.
The wallet and some keys. Nothing strange about it, okay? This is just the clicker for my car.
Jake,
Despite the noise, the door lock doesn't move.
come on!
Nothing bad's gonna happen if I just click.
The back. Oh my God!
Oh, crap, my gun!
Get it down!
Hey, don't shoot! That's how people get shot!
Jake clicks the fob twice, which would leave it locked. However, if Charles was quick enough, I guess he could have opened it between clicks.
Shut up!
NYPD!
Bianca actually has a framed photo of Freddie, and this squeal sounds added in post.
What do you know about a guy named Derek?
Hot has a new picture of Cheddar in his office, and this is a clear homage to Jurassic Park.
Timmy was cranky. We're just letting him tire himself out.
Hey, everybody out!
Not a detail, but the whiteboard and shoes make it look like Timmy was raptured.
Turn on the pump! I'm very claustrophobic!
This is the first mention of this, and it plays into her character a few times going forward.
Mario is doing it with Teresa. Teresa is doing it with Paulie.
Jake is obviously borrowing the melody of Dem Bones, but his mention of Paulie
Anthony.
could be a reference to Paulie Walnuts and Tony Soprano of The Sopranos.
Peretti is cheating with Bianca G, but also with her younger sister, Valerie.
That son of a bitch.
Bianca's hand jumps from this very stereotypical gesture to covering her mouth in the cut.
All right, fine. Freddie is going to Barbados.
We're not going to Barbados, Charles. We're gonna stop the plane.
As he stands up, feathers fly from Jake's big word ass. Since last season, the fridge has gained a poster for Bella Lingua advertising the best slice in Brooklyn, which I'm sure Charles has a lot of opinions on.
Oh my God, what is on your sweater?
My spirit animal is now this.
There's an orange rock on the toaster oven reminding the 99 to smile, which is perfectly in line with Gina's positive attitude.
God's disgusting mistake.
This feels a little uncharitable, as naked mole rats have a bunch of really cool adaptations to survive their habitats. Not only do they have incredibly efficient oxygen uptake, but they're resistant to cancer, have skin that is numb to acid, can reduce their metabolism by up to 25% during food shortages, and even live for close to 40 years. They are also called sand puppies, which would probably be cute if they didn't look like that.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly. Hey! Come on, Amy.
Along with the correct 718 area code, this poster's phone number starts with 555, which is commonly used in film and TV to avoid actual numbers receiving unwanted calls. They showed up a lot in season 1, so I think they deserve a counter going forward.
You're not going to apologize, Sergeant?
Holt's cabinet has been replaced with a map of precincts, and below it is the photo of him with Kevin that was shown in the party.
No, 7-year-olds like to have fun.
That's true. When I was 7, I used to sneak into my father's office to see his collection of antique globes.
This love carried over into his adult life, as we see when he sits down.
My husband says he hasn't seen me smile in weeks.
How much did did you smile before that?
Constantly.
In preparation for my ranking of season 1, I've checked over the counters and can confirm constantly means 12 times in 22 episodes, with his most recent smile being a result of Terry successfully distracting Gina for the sake of efficiency.
No one will tell me anything.
Not knowing what your bosses are up to is driving you a little crazy.
You've used my logic against me. Well played, Timmy.
Thank you, sir.
You've helped me find my smile.
Okay, I'm not going to add every straight face as a smile, but since he explicitly said he's smiling here, I'll allow it this once. These shots were filmed just 15 minutes away from the CBS Studio Center at Van Nuys Airport, and the actual Teterboro Airport is in New Jersey. Damn it! So unless Jake got Amy to do his interstate paperwork, they would have absolutely no jurisdiction here.
I have to follow him, so I need to commandeer one of these planes. What's the easiest one for a complete beginner to fly?
It still requires lessons and supervision, but the easiest plane for a beginner to fly would be the Cessna 172, which they do actually have at the airport where this was filmed. Shout out to Annie Austin for being the reason I know what a Cessna 172 is. Boyle's badge flips in the cuts.
That guy's plane left like an hour ago.
Charles, may I borrow your hat, please?
The front tires have straightened out since Jake's dope arrival.
High-tech rayon, it's fine.
This line was improvised. There's going to be less of this counter going forward, as the only public scripts are from season 1, but a few lines like this one are either confirmed or widely assumed to be off-the-cuff additions.
I didn't let anyone touch anything while you were gone.
I left food everywhere. This drawer is completely full of maggots now.
It also has a water pistol, a horn, and a pair of wind-up teeth. And this shot is angled up to minimize the number of shots actively needing live maggots.
Wanna get a drink?
I think I'm just gonna stay here and
Stare into the maggot drawer!
The kitchen table is gone. I'm sure Hitchcock and Scully will riot.
Let's go get that drink, because there's a surprise party and it's my job to get you to the bar.
What?
Boyle's watch shows it's 2:35, which is a perfectly acceptable time to start drinking, and I won't hear otherwise.
Damn it!
Charles, you tricked me!
Boyle told you, didn't he?
Without any prompting.
Even if Boyle didn't give it away, this banner is double-sided, so he would have known immediately after walking in.
Does anyone have a few words they'd like to say?
Up, no one say anything.
Jake gets in a bup on Holt after he flippity-flopped on him in Thanksgiving.
I want him to say stuff.
Drinks are on me. There's a 2-drink maximum per person.
Here he goes.
And we missed you.
Clearly, Holt can read the future.
You will be missed.
Got your drink. Champagne mixed with 30-year-old scotch and top-shelf tequila.
A 2025 study found New York City is actually the second most expensive place to buy a glass of champagne at an average of $37. A cheapish bottle of 30-year-old scotch goes for around $250 or $16 per shot, but with bar markups, we're probably talking closer to around $20. Finally, the top shelf tequila, which I'm gonna say is Zafiro Añejo, and is thus $50 a shot. So with just these 2 drinks, Jake has set Holt back over $200.
You did not set a price limit. Smart.
This is the first of the show's many smarts.
The thing I said to you before I went undercover.
Amy tries to tuck her hair behind her ear here, which, while it probably wasn't intentional, does play into a tell Rosa talks about in a later episode.
That was real. I just don't want to hold anything back.
Just as long as we're clear that I'm with someone and nothing is gonna happen.
I'm with someone, nothing's gonna happen. Name your sex tape.
He's back.
This is the best we've seen the booths at Schur's, and they're accentuated by the neon sign we saw elsewhere in Old School.
Did you tell Jake yet?
Nope.
Sounds like our nightmare is finally over.
We end with this flash forward that shows Gina has invested in a headboard. A huge thank you to Certified Sweethearts Jaden, Delorex, Nessie ML, OFKQD, and Barkley, as well as Bar, Chili, CJ, and Dudas for becoming members. Thank you all for the positive reception from the Q&A. We're so fucking close to 20k. Also, just gonna add, it's so good to be back. It was really fun putting this one together, and it's made me so goddamn excited for the rest of this season, because it's such a good one. What is your most anticipated episode for me to cover in season 2? Because there's a lot of like really, really good ones. I'll see you in 2 weeks for the penis removal episode.
Not a doctor.